All right. Good morning, everyone. Is everyone able to get into the stream today? No problems, hopefully. Looks okay to me, my end. So good morning to everyone again. It's Thursday, almost the weekend. I'm excited. Today is... Why do I feel like I forgot? Hold on a second. Yeah, tomorrow. Almost F1 time. I love F1. Morning, guys. No problems. Yeah, Brett, a lot of people didn't have anything yesterday. I don't know what happened. I think YouTube just sort of messed up with some people. Someone type what he's saying. I think that's an inside joke that we had a new inside joke here. Yeah, actually, I have PayPal on the watch today, Darwood. That's interesting that you put that there. So, practice. Yeah, I mean, sometimes they have practice on Thursdays. I looked at it, but it looks like it's Friday. Looks like practice is tomorrow. They do 2 practices tomorrow and then two practices Saturday. F1 races not that long. Not that long. Maybe an hour and a half. Just because they're so quick and there's only usually around maybe 40 to 50 laps is the usual, I'd probably say. About a minute per lap. And you get all the other stuff going on. So usually about an hour, sometimes hour and a half. All right, guys. So today's Thursday, and yesterday we came right back to that very key level we talked about in the morning. If you guys remember, we talked about a key 14.5 area on the market. We came back to it. We held it as support. I'm sorry, not 4. Yeah, around 14.450. That was sort of the level we were eyeing, and we held it beautifully. We held it really nicely, and we'll look at it today. And that is why the title of this live stream is "We Must Hold This Level Today." If we do not hold this 14.450 on the Nasdaq today, we are definitely going to see some weakness come in. So definitely need to watch this level, which we will talk about in today's video. Everyone needs to have this on their charts this morning. We called this out in the live stream yesterday, so congratulations if anyone took anything. There wasn't many long opportunities off this level because we really, maybe in the morning there was a little bit, but later in the day yesterday we just sort of lost momentum. Really, we fell. We just didn't get any type of real bounce and just sort of closed sideways. So it was a very slow afternoon. There was some opportunity mid-morning off that key level. And then after that, it was you play the downside, and then after about 2 o'clock, it was just a chop fest. So I stepped away and just said, that's it. Took some nice plays yesterday, took some Tesla, took some Qualcomm puts. If you guys are in the chat, pretty good day. So let's go ahead and get started. Futures, that's what we'll always start with. Technically, we start with the economic and earnings calendar. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So economic calendar today, let's go ahead and take a look what we got. We should have jobless claims. That's usually what we get on Thursdays. So we got jobless claims in the morning, durable good orders, core capital goods. We got some Fed presidents, manufacturing PMI. So nothing insane. We haven't seen much movement off the jobless claims recently, but we'll see what that does in about 26 minutes. Tomorrow we have 5-year inflation expectations. That's something I'm watching. And then just look at all these Fed presidents talking. So a lot of Fed presidents tomorrow. We got 5-year inflation tomorrow. And then today, jobless claims is probably the biggest one. And then maybe some PMI data later in the afternoon. So that's what's on the economic calendar. I think someone said there's a NATO meeting today. I didn't catch that, but that very well could be the case. Let me look it up real quick. Is there a NATO summit today? It looks like there might be. If you guys want to confirm that. NATO press conference. Okay. I got to figure out what time that's at. If anyone could confirm in the chat. So, yeah, I mean, that's just going to be more about Russia, Ukraine, what's going on there. So that'll depending on what they're talking about at that conference. Just said I went offline. Everyone's still good? Okay. So yeah, let's make sure we're aware of that. I don't know exactly the time, but it seems like NATO press conference today. Let me know if you guys know the time. 8:15. Okay. All right. So we need to be aware of that as well. So definitely some economic stuff going on today. Let's be aware of those. Definitely when there's a lot of economic events going on, guys, we want to be careful, right? We got to understand that will invalidate technicals. Here is the earnings calendar. Today, what do we got? We got anything big today? Today's Thursday. We got Darden before open, nothing much, and then Neo after hours. So nothing crazy. Maybe Neo if you guys are interested. Darden before, and then tomorrow morning BRP. That's who made my jet ski I used to have. Yeah, nothing crazy there. All right. So Tesla trying to hold 1,000. We'll take a look at Tesla today. We'll see what that's doing at 1,000. Nvidia really nasty at 270, guys. If you guys have been watching Nvidia, it's been having a really tough time getting over 270. PayPal 113. 113 key level on PayPal. This is a retest level that looks to be trying to hold. Of course, that is going to be contingent on the overall market. A major Google level. Google's been a little bit quiet lately. It hasn't really moved as much, but there's a really big level it's sitting at. I don't have it on here, but did anyone else see the insane strength on Apple yesterday? This is why I love this stock, man. Apple had a huge day yesterday, regardless of what the Nasdaq was doing. Really a huge last week and a half. Apple, believe it or not, I know a lot of people are going to be upset when I say this, but Apple is at yesterday's peak was only about 5% off all-time highs. So just an awesome stock. This is the place that I would store value if you're looking for tech and safety and a good store of capital. Apple's always going to be the one for me, just because of its past performances and its strength in a questionable market. Apple is just it's just a staple, and only down 5% from all-time highs. Essentially, huge week. I love everything about it. Don't have it on the charts today, but we talked about it yesterday, and we talked about the daily chart breakout, and it was pretty nice yesterday. So congrats, guys, on Apple. If anyone's been buying shares, dollar cost averaging into that name, you are definitely, I think, going to be paid off on that. So Apple, really strong. Boeing sitting at a retest level. Watching Boeing, not too interested. I'm not a big trader of BA. I very rarely make money on BA. I've lost in the past, and it just seems like I have a curse when it comes to trading BA. So I've sort of took the gas off the pedal whenever I look at BA. But it's sitting at a nice retest level, and I wanted to share it with you guys today. XLE is pushing up again this morning, and it's very close to the recent highs. So what a bounce on XLE, break and retest bounce, and definitely something to watch out for today, guys. Energy, let's see how that plays. That NATO meeting might affect energy a little bit. Watch oil, watch XLE this morning. Qualcomm, I'll share with you guys the play that I took yesterday, my put options. We talked about the potential puts yesterday on Qualcomm, and I'll show you guys how I traded it. And then finally, Baba. I think Baba still has some more room. I really do. Baba doesn't have much resistance until around 130. I'll share it with you guys today. This is a play that I unfortunately did get out of for about break even about a couple days ago, maybe on Tuesday or Monday, and sort of unfortunate. So is what it is. But we'll look at all that today, guys, and then anything you guys have for me, we'll look at as well. Try to prepare ourselves the best we can for today. Let's go ahead and get started. This is the most important thing for everyone in this live stream to be looking at today, guys. This is all you need to worry about, really. This is all that I would worry about today. Right here. This is it. This line on your chart. This is your line in the sand. This is your seesaw, right? Which way does it go? Is it going to tip down this way or this way? Right? This is the middle. This is the equilibrium. It's a hard word to say for me. Right there, guys. That's like the line. 14,450. We had previous resistance, and previous resistance. We talked about this level yesterday morning in the pre-market live stream. We talked about if we come down to this level, we need to see support off that level. Now, what happened? Right? Perfect. Technicals don't exist though, right? Technicals are all fake. Technicals just don't exist, but they do. So this previous resistance was the perfect area for us to hold as support yesterday. I'm not that bullish on this bounce, to be honest. I'm really not that confident on the bounce that we're seeing right now. We need to see a lot more today. We need to see the market get a little bit more strength today. We need to get a break above this 14,690. This level, this 14.7, let's just call it 14.7. That has been really tough. You know what? 14.7 is just a little bit too high. Let's just call it 14,680. This level up here has been a brick wall that we have not been able to get through. We resisted it on Tuesday. We resisted it again on Tuesday. We resisted it all after hours in pre-market Tuesday, Wednesday. We fell off of it yesterday morning. We came right back into it midday yesterday, and we rejected it very harshly every single time. So this is your range, guys, and this is the range that you need to be aware of. Between 14,690, 14,680 to 14,450. If we break this, right? If we break this, then you should definitely expect downside, because it's just going to be a trigger for sort of shorts and profit taking. It's going to be that sort of that flush point that I would absolutely be paying attention to. So that's huge. That is huge. 14,440, 14,450, and 14,680. That's really all that I would pay attention to here, because this is the most immediate impact on what happens today. These two levels and this range. This is the most important thing to watch today. So that's going to be big. I can show you for the QQQ. Yeah, it's on the 1 minute. On the QQQ, guys, it looks the exact same, right? You can always, the QQQ and the Nasdaq look the exact same. So when I look at the NQ, right, you can see right here, when I look at the NQ, you can just go to the QQQ by yourself on your charts, and you can see how the formations are the exact same, right? Right there, 352 on the QQQ. They're the exact same formations. They track the same thing. And then to the upside, 357.50, you can see the range right there. So you have to hold that range. So that's what I'd be watching. If you drop this range, guys, I would turn bearish in the short term. If you pop above this range, I would be bullish in the short term. That's all I would worry about. If you're trading in between this level today, if you continue to trade in between this level, be very careful of what trades you take, because in between these levels, there is very little conviction to either direction. You are basically just trying to trade maybe a short-term movement, because there's not really any type of breakout or breakdowns in these levels here. So I would be cautious trading within this range. I would be more interested in taking one trade of the day, right? And one trade is a trade that will maybe follow an extreme move to either this upside or a break and retest to the upside. Downside or upside. Right? Those are the trades that I want to take, because those have a little bit more juice behind them. So let's see what happens. I'm definitely eyeing those levels. That's for the Nasdaq. Yeah, let's see. Where's the 200 on the daily chart? Let's go over the daily chart real quick. So daily chart, some things I do like about it. You can see the range right there on the daily chart. I like how we're holding the 50. I think that's one good thing to see. If I pull up the 200, is that where 14.7 is? That might be exactly why it's a little bit higher. The 200's up to 200 SMA at 14.7. Yeah, I'm not getting that, Matt. Maybe you have something different. I have the 200 up around 15.1 on the daily. What's the weekly looking like? Weekly, you got the 50 up here around 14.8. You're sort of right in the middle on the weekly moving averages. On the daily, you're above the 50, but you're below the 200 and the 100. So I think this is just a technical level from back here, back in around October, September of last year. That's sort of this 14.7, right? Sort of back from, all this supply back from this area. So you can see right there. Previous support, you're coming into it, and you're starting to reject. So watch that. 14.7, guys. Those are the levels that I would absolutely be watching today. And make sure you have those on your charts because that just gives you an outline for the rest of the day. All right. Same thing on the ES. Very similar. Very, very similar, guys. And you guys can see here are your levels. So the ES, this was the previous level I wanted to see hold, right? 44.70. We got through that. And look at the reaction, right? This is just a little taste at what could happen under this level. This was yesterday near close. See that extreme sell-off, that extreme reaction to the downside? That's a taste of what could happen if we do give up these levels. However, we saw that yesterday into close. We did get a little bit of buying support, and we got right back above this level. So now we are back above it in the morning. So you can see right here, support or resistance, resistance, resistance. And now we are back above it. That I would really like to see hold today. If it does not, you got your 44.35 below. And with the ES, guys, this is just put the decimal point one push to the left. So 44.66 is 446 on the SPY. So I'm not going to look at the SPY. Just put the decimal point. You guys can do it yourself. You are very capable. 44.35, which is 443.5 on the SPY, you can see is that next support that I'd be watching down here. And then the one that I really want to see hold is these previous resistance points. I want to see that hold. 44.66 on the ES. Big levels, I think must holds. If these two levels do not hold, then you're definitely going to be moving down. This is a this is a big area here. For this week's price action. You can see this is all this week's price action, and you definitely do not want to give up this week's price action. You don't want to close the week below the opening levels. That is definitely a sign of weakness. So 44.35, 44.60, and then up to the upside resistance up here is 45.10, 45.15, right in that area. So 451 on the ES, right in that area. Now, why are we rejecting off that level? It's the same, guys. Look at this. I mean, it all comes back if you look to the left, right? You always have to just look to the left. Why is this level rejecting? Just look to the left, right? That's all it takes. You can see right here. Look at this previous support and look at the resistance. Support turns into resistance. It's just a fact. So right here, you guys can see previous support from back in December. You came down, you bounced off of it. You created a nice little level here around 45.10, and then you came back up to it here, rejected, and you're back into it, and you're starting to reject again. So, that's just it's a tough level, and we need to be aware of it. So, guys, that's what I'd be watching today on the ES. On the Dow, I still think it needs to probably retest this 34. I don't really quite know why it's holding in this area. You guys can see it's not really a level that when I see when I see charts like this, it's hard to trust, right? Because where would I actually want to see this pull back to? I want to see this pull back to 34 because that's where these previous highs are. So I want to see it come back to 34 and then I'll trust the bounce. But here, I mean, where it's trying to hold here is just sort of it's not really a level that I, have much confidence in. So what I really want to see is a pullback to this previous resistance right here. Push, 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 resistance, resistance, resistance. I would like to see it be sort of holding this level back at 34. I want to see if it can prove that it can hold there. So that's what I'm watching. I really haven't been watching many Dow stocks, trading many Dow stocks. I'm more of an investor in those names, not really a big trader in those names. So I do watch it on time to time, but 34,000 is sort of the area I want to watch on the Dow. That's sort of a must hold for me. All right, Russell, 2100. We really got close yesterday, didn't we? No, actually, not even yesterday. That was Tuesday. I didn't even realize that. We got 3 points off 2100. That's pretty impressive. So, guys, this is like the biggest wall of resistance on the stock market, I think, right now, to be quite honest with you. Out of any stock, any index, I think this is probably your biggest resistance point on the overall market. Look at all of this support that came in from, what is this? This is March of 2021, entire year of support at 2100. We dropped it. We've retested it multiple times, and we keep rejecting it, right? So this is just a multiple times of retesting previous support, obviously turning into resistance. That is a must if you are looking for upside on small caps. You have to get over this 2100. And I think if you do, you might be able to get a pretty nice reaction above it, because that's pretty massive. If the Russell is able to get back above 2100, that would be pretty impressive. So that's just what I would be watching, guys. If you're watching the Russell, keep an eye on this 2100. You guys can see it has not been able to get above it. That's a very tough level. All right, so that's what I got for you on the futures. Just focus on the levels today, guys. Focus on the range that the Nasdaq's building right here, 14,450, 14,680s, and then on the ES, the range is, let's say, about 44.60 to 45.10. Those are the levels I'd watch. Just monster levels, and they will decide what we do today. The levels here will decide what we do today. You just have to be someone that is aware of the levels and know what the reaction may be if those levels do break. Okay. Tesla. So, Tesla. What an insane... Uh-oh. It says the stream is loading. Stream okay, guys? I think it is. Okay. Been having some problems lately, man. I'm not sure what it is, but been having some problems lately. YouTube needs to get it together. All right, so crazy. That's all I have to say. Congratulations to anyone that played this move. This is just a really awesome pullback to previous resistance, and it turns into some really, really nice support. It's on my side. It keeps showing that it's buffering, unfortunately. So I'm just going to keep going because it seems like everyone's okay. All right, until you guys start to freak out, I'll just keep going. So you can see beautiful pullback right to that previous resistance, right at 750. Look at that reaction off of it. Just awesome. What percentage point is this? The percent on this move is from the highs of yesterday, about 37% in 6 days. That's crazy. From the highs, it's almost, from yesterday's highs, it was off about 16% off its highs. So crazy move on Tesla. That's just an opportunity that, you don't get very often. So congratulations, guys. I've been more than anything focusing on just loading and loading and loading shares. So I'm happy, with these moves. I'm not, making the most, I don't have option contracts through this move, but I'm just happy that I feel confident that I've been doing the right thing, in my opinion, by loading shares in this area and just, accumulating as much as I can. And hopefully, which we haven't seen fail in the history of the stock market, dollar cost averaging into these names that are down 30, 40% will pay off for my future. I absolutely do not see why, my structured, consistent investments in the stock market into quality names should fail me 20, 30 years down the road. I think I'll be extremely happy and be sitting on a very nice portfolio. So that's what I'm focusing on more than anything right now. I know it's not sexy to focus on that. I know everyone wants to see the $100,000 profits on the Tesla option contracts, but I can guarantee you that your future self will be very happy if you are buying Tesla, Nvidia, Apple down 20, 30, 40%. So beautiful bounce. $1,000 looks a little tough. You are getting through it this morning, off some pre-market strength. I just want to make sure everyone is aware of this level, because this is not an easy level by any means, right? It has definitely shown strength through 1,000, but I just want to reiterate the insane previous support that 1,000 has presented, and the very big possibility that we could fall off 1,000, guys. Remember, this is Tesla. Tesla is not immune to normal stock market type of things. When you see a stock that goes up 7 days in a row and goes up 37%, I think it's healthy to see something like this, right? I think it's healthy. So I don't want people to get discouraged if Tesla does pull back, because it will, and that will be the next huge opportunity. So I personally, I know, you guys may not like this because everyone just wants to see this thing go crazy, crazy, crazy. I really would like to see Tesla cool off a little bit, because I think it will give us all more opportunity for the upside. But this thing's up 35, 36% in 7 days, 6 days. That's pretty aggressive, and it's sort of sitting at 1,000. So here's what I would say to anyone that's looking at Tesla. The margin for upside is going to slow down, right? The margin for your trade is going to slow down, right? You're not going to get as much juice to the upside as someone that's buying it in the 8s and, low 900s. If you're buying it in the 1000s, you just have to know that you might get a little bit of a smaller margin on your investment here for options. If you're trying to trade options, it might be a little bit difficult. There might be a lot of strength above to hold this stock down. That's what I say now, but we all know Tesla has sometimes a mind of its own. So, hey, if this thing does this again and does this again, I'm all for it. Trust me. I am all for it. But I would rather see, personally, a pullback to, I'll show you where. I would love to see a pullback to this previous resistance. I know it's a little heavy of a pullback, but that would really be nice, about 6%. Hold this level, and then we start to curl back up. That would be really nice, right? If we pull back, hold this little resistance, previous resistance as support, start to curl back on Tesla, and then push again. That would be great. I think that would be an opportunity I think we all can catch very, very nicely. A little bit more of a structured move rather than just a vertical move. And then, I would just be a little bit careful up here, guys. This is a tough resistance, in my opinion. Just my opinion. Tesla can do whatever the hell it wants, but in my opinion, you're getting into some pretty difficult levels here. You had room, right? You had room here, and that's why you move so fast. I'd rather maybe play the downside if we start to get weak, back to 950, or just stay patient, sit on my hands, and wait for the retest. So you guys do you. Tesla you can make money in Tesla in every single way, shape, or form. Upside, downside, sideways, iron condors, credit spreads. I mean, you can make money on Tesla any single way. Just a matter of what you like and what you're comfortable with. I am not comfortable chasing Tesla here. I think I'm going to be the one to get burned. That's usually the problem. So I'm not going to be the one to get burned. I'm going to wait for a pullback, and and I'll just enjoy that's the great thing about shares, guys. If you have shares, it's a good way to get the FOMO out. If you have FOMO, it's because you're not in it, right? You're not taking advantage. However, if you have shares of Tesla like I do and many of you do, you're taking advantage of this without even trading the options. So who cares, right? You're making money here, regardless of what options you're in or not. So just let it go and look for a better trading opportunity and let your shares ride. All right. 270 on Nvidia. God, that's that's like, what's a good acronym, or what's the word? A good it's not an acronym, is it? No, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's a good yeah, it's just a brick wall. Let's just call it that. This is a really tough level here. You guys can see previous resistance, and on top of that, it is the 100 SMA and the daily chart. Crazy level here. You guys can see, look at this rejection off the 100, and then look at the 270 previous resistance. So, analogy, thank you, Daniel. Thank you, sir. So, yeah, guys, I would be a little bit cautious here. Up here at 270, this is possibly, a pretty tough level. Look at very clear. There's, everyone should be, everyone should have expected this coming into yesterday. We talked about it. It's a tough level. Now, if we go into the 5-minute, the key level that I was sort of wanting to see Nvidia hold was 260. And we sort of did, we sort of didn't. So it's a little bit questionable here, right? You're sort of right at that 260 again. We got jobless claims. Let me take a quick break for jobless claims, guys. Yeah, no reaction. Market's tanking. Can't zoom in anymore. It won't let me. It's as far as I can go in. Look at this tank. That's pretty. Anyone trade like this? So yeah, a little reaction off jobless claims. Let's see if we can get the numbers. Jobless claims. I don't see it. Anyone have the numbers? Jobless claims, there it is. Minus 28, okay. Can we pull this tweet up? There we go. Jobless claims down 28,000 to 287 in March 19th. Decrease of 28,000 from the previous week. Revised level. Lowest level for initial claims since... Wow. This is the lowest level for initial claims since September 6, 1969. Huh. Markets in turmoil. That's what we're about to turn on CNBC. Markets in turmoil. Wow, this is the lowest claim for jobless claims since 1969. That is an interesting fact. The previous week levels was revised. 4-week average was 211, decreased 11,000. Advanced seasonally adjusted insured employer was 1%. Okay. Seasonally adjusted initial claims. So you can see these claims have been slowly just sort of grinding down. So you can see just slowly, less and less jobless claims. Yeah. Interesting. All right. So jobs are good. People are working. That's that's a good thing. At one time, good jobless claims is a bad thing for the market because, the better people were employed, the faster the Fed could take action on, hawkish things on the environment. I wouldn't say hawkish, but the more people that are employed, the faster the Fed could taper, could raise rates, blah, 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 all that bad things that everyone freaks out about, right? The quicker we're at full employment, the quicker everyone can freak out about all the bad things the Fed's going to do. Now, it's a little bit different now because the interest rates are coming, right? We've heard of, hawkish and dovish interest rate ideas. The market has not reacted very negatively off that. And a good jobless claims I don't see as a bad thing as much because we already sort of have the interest rates, sort of priced in. So it's interesting. It's an interesting sort of situation we're at here. we'll have to see how the market continues to react. I mean, right now, no reaction off jobless claims, which I think is a good thing. You don't want to see major reaction. This sort of tells you that the market was already accepting that or expecting something of that caliber. So I'm okay with that. Sort of just chilling there. No reaction. All right. Nvidia, we talked about it, 270. Watch out for that today, guys. PayPal. Went off the grid. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna make conspiracy theories here, guys. I'm just gonna watch the charts and I'm gonna trade opportunity, and I'm not gonna fill my mind with conspiracy theories and panics about how terrible everything is and oh my God, the market's going into recession. I'm gonna go crazy. I just don't agree with any of that. I mean, you're just flooding your mind with so much nonsense, and then you go ahead and try to trade something that's unbiased. How do you trade an unbiased move when you have, all these negative connotations in your mind? I just, I don't think about that stuff. So if you don't like it, go find some propaganda channel. But this is not the propaganda channel here. So PayPal push through. This is the break and retest that I'm trying to look for. You guys can see it right here. Look at this little break and retest. You guys can see previous resistance. You break through it. You come back down to it, and you're starting to hold support. So I'm liking this if the market can show some type of strength. If it can show some type of strength. You guys can see right here. Previous support. There's support, right? That is what I want to watch. Because if PayPal can sort of break this, I don't want to call it a flag because it's not really a flag. But if it can break out of this maybe 119 level, I like this PayPal. I like this PayPal push right around here. So I'm watching this very closely because if PayPal can do this and break above these highs, there could be a nice little technical breakout above 119 on PayPal. I'm looking to see if it holds 113. That's a must, right? That you have to hold 113. If you break 113, the setup's no longer valid. Previous resistance into support. We need to see the break over 119. That would be a fantastic opportunity in my opinion. If we go to the daily chart, I think that would set off this move for much more in my opinion. I mean, there's definitely some room here. If you break 119, there's some room up here. But that is dependent on the overall market as well, guys. If the market just tanks today, then PayPal's not going to hold 113. If the market's able to hold that key level and start to push higher, then yeah, this is definitely something I'd be watching. So PayPal over 113 or to hold 113 is definitely. Already looked at the Nasdaq. I can't go back. You can go ahead and look back at the stream later. All right, Google. A little bit of a dud lately, but I mean, give it you got to give it the benefit of the doubt. It's held up beautifully. I mean, it's down 8% off its highs. I can't really discount the fact that Google's just a monster up here. It continues to hold, barely dropped with the market. I mean, what did it drop? Maybe 10%. So still very nicely, sort of chilling here near all-time highs. It's a great long-term investment. The volatility is low. You're not going to lose 50% of your money. It's a great long-term, tech name, I think, in my opinion. And this is opportunity in down here. You guys can see support. 4 times it bounced right off this 2,500, and we're pushing back up to it. Dad G, I'm sorry. You got to stop asking that same question in caps. I'm not going to just change and go calculate my upside calculation. I don't really know. I don't try to predict the upside calculation. I don't try to predict the future. So support, 2,500, and we're starting to push back up. Now, this is a tough level. Right? Why do I say that? If I go to the 4-hour chart, you guys can see right here, we have a previous, whoops, that's ugly, quad bottom. That's right, baby. Nice little quad bottom. You have previous support. That support turned into resistance. We broke down below it, turned into resistance. Now, we're right back into it, and look at what the reaction was, right? We slipped right off that level. So, this 2840, 2830 is a very difficult level up here on Google. So, let's just be a little bit careful here. Nice opportunity from the quad bottom for sure, but just be a little bit cautious. If we break above this level, right? If we break above this level, it looks like there could be definitely some opportunity in this zone up here. You have sort of two zones here. You have this zone and you have this zone, right? But the line in the sand is right here around 2830. So we need to get above this 2830. And if we do, I think you probably get more upside. And of course, contingent on the Nasdaq. If the Nasdaq is strong, I would look for this Google breakout above 2830. This could be a very nice play. Now, if the market's weak, you could definitely try to play Google to the downside here, right? If the market's weak, this could be a very nice little Google downside play because you're coming right back into previous support, maybe a little double top here, and maybe there's some downside to play if we get a weak close to the week, right? I can predict the future. So if the end of the week here is weak, then I would probably look to see if you could play off this, potential resistance point. So either way, I just wanted to share this with you because Google's at a major level here. This is a very big inflection point for Google. You either get the push off a strong Nasdaq, or this is where Google starts to reject. So either way, I would just have Google on your charts, guys. All right, Boeing's interesting. As you guys know, it got a lot of pressure because of the plane crash in China, and just a sad situation. But it seems as if it wasn't much of Boeing's fault there. At least that's what I'm reading. So I think that's why Boeing did recover pretty nicely. You guys can see we are at a retest level on Boeing right now as we speak this morning. So 185 right here. This is sort of looking like square. If I had to say so myself. You guys can see right here, previous support, you break above it, you come back support, break above it, come back and hold support. So this green area, 185, look at what Boeing's sort of doing at this level here. You guys can see, we're trying to hold this level. Tried to hold it yesterday. You did drop below off a really nasty pre-market, but you came right back into it at market open, which is very nice. Held it all during the day, popped above it. This is Monday. Popped right off of it yesterday on Tuesday. Did come back down, but look at how we're holding it. So this level is an important level for Boeing, and the market's definitely showing that. So now I want to see, can Boeing hold here? And if we start to break over some of these highs here, can we get a little bit of a technical move to the upside? So this is what I'm watching on Boeing. I'm going to be very cautious because I am not a big fan of trading BA. I've had not very good success in the past. So I'm just looking to see if I can maybe trade a break and retest here. Support, turn it in, break it out. Previous support, break out, turn it into support, and then that would be a nice little break and retest. So watching that, and we'll see what happens. Watching the 185 of one Boeing. XLE. So XLE, you guys can see on the daily chart, we are at 77.32 here this morning, and we are very close to these resistance levels here. Look at this, right around. Let's just call it 78. 78, guys, right here. XLE. This is not an all-time high, but this is a very recent high. If I go out to, let's go out to. Let's get like max available. So here you go, guys. This is max available for XLE. So energy was at its peak back in 2014, 101. XLE was at 101. So we're sort of coming up into some pretty tough area here. I mean, this is back to 2018 levels here. You guys can see right here, 2018. This is 2016, and then this is 2011. You can see we've pushed into, the XLE has pushed into these levels in the past and rejected. Now look, big push, and we are right back at those levels. So this is pretty important. I mean, this is something I would be watching. XLE right at 78. This is the energy sector. And let's see what it does at 78 today. If we go to the 5-minute chart, we can see we are approaching that 78. Right there. Let me delete that. There you go. 78's right there. So big level, guys. I would definitely be watching it. Qualcomm. Uber news, or is that your attempt at spamming me to look at it? I don't know. You're actually right. This was this morning. Licensed taxi hailing apps will integrate their software with Uber's. Huh. Uber reaches deal to list all New York City taxis on its app. Wow. It's pretty cool. I wonder how the margin is on that. That's pretty interesting, though. Good for them. I mean, that's sort of smart, I would assume. I'm not sure how that financially affects them. Keep all those taxis on the app. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's a pretty interesting step. All right, what was I looking at? I was looking at Qualcomm. Yeah, I have to be careful of the people that just spam the chat with the same stuff over and over again. All right, so Qualcomm, we can see right here. I traded this yesterday. Now, why did I trade Qualcomm downside? First of all, it came from the daily chart. We talked about this, right? We talked about this exact thing. This was a perfect play. And congrats, guys. If you come to these live streams, I mean, we've been killing it here. So we talked about this exact play, exact rejection, everything about it. Push higher, 20 SMA rejection, previous support, turning into resistance, break and retest, absolutely gorgeous. And you guys can see what happened yesterday, right? Just a very nice little downside move early morning. We did push back into it, and we rejected it again. So we retested it twice, right? Broke down, came back up, rejected it again, and came right back down. So this is just a beautiful rejection point. My trades were here. So I got into the first one, got stopped out, and then got in again and made really nice little $400 profit. So you guys can see right here, I got in at 943. I'll sort of show you what the 1-minute chart looked like. Let's just go over a little trade recap. Why not? Let's have a little fun. So here was the chart on the left side of your screen. So I got in right here with that 9 EMA rejection, and I had a stop above 115.15. That was right on, what candle was that? 943. That was like right at this rejection here. Yeah, that was this candle right here. I got in on this candle right here, and I had my stop right above this pivot high. So I got in here looking for that 9 EMA rejection, which is not on the chart, but the 9 EMA was right there. You know what? Let me just pull it up. 9 EMA. There we go. That's too big. Okay. So I got in on this 9 EMA candle right 943 right here. Got in on this push. You guys can see the rejection off the 9, and I got in here looking to see if we could slip again. Did not. I got stopped out on this huge green candle. See this candle? Got stopped out. Lost $102. Next, I got in at 945, which was right here on this candle here where we did actually fall. Got in on this candle. Had my stop above VWAP. And then you guys can see we sort of rode this thing down. So last sell on this was 950, 950, and 953. So nice little move. Made 410 on the second one, lost 100 on the first one. So nice little Qualcomm downside in the morning, guys. That's what to expect here in the Discord if you're not in it. Just post all my trades. I don't care if it's a winner or a loser. It makes no difference to me. I mean, historically this month we've been on fire. You guys know that. So it's been very good. So if you guys have any interest, feel free. But anyways, that's Qualcomm. And I would still look for downside here if the market's weak. I would still look for downside here if the market's weak. This technical formation on the daily chart is really nice. It's really nice. So you guys can see 20 SMA rejection. You got the rejection. This is sort of like a bear flag in a way. This is really nice stuff here. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on this. All right, next one, Baba. I think Baba has till 130, and then I think it probably starts to slow down. I'm thinking maybe 120, 127 maybe, which is actually where we sort of tapped yesterday, isn't it? We tapped 124. You got the 100 SMA here and 127. I think this is right here, this little area. That's going to be a really tough area to get move over. You can see right here, resistance, 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 resistance. You're back into it. And I would expect some resistance here around 127, 130. We're not quite there, and Baba has been very strong. The only concern and the only problem I have with trading Baba is the gaps. The gaps are just insane. The gaps are really difficult on the contracts, especially if you're swinging them. So here's an example, right? I had some Baba March 25th 122 calls. And I got out of them for a 23% gain. This day I was up 400% on them, but I actually was only up 23% on total. This was on the 22nd, which is right here. So I had a gap down, right? This gap down right here, I held through. I had them back on last week on Friday. Gap downed on me on Monday. Unfortunate. Was holding through it. It was red, was holding through it because I just felt like Baba had more strength and it was holding previous levels. Got the gap up by some mysterious reason because Baba had a share buyback, increased buyback, was up back to break even, and I just got out break even, right? Because I'm just not wanting to deal with this gap down, gap up. Didn't expect it to be so gappy here as much as it has been. So I got out break even, and then look at what happens, right? These were up like 200% yesterday, but I think Baba does have a little bit more strength. The reason I've been sort of bullish on Babas in the last week is because the China's QE. I don't think that's something to ignore. I think the QE that they say that they want to support the market. I think that's something to really take into consideration. That definitely could just hold Baba up. It could prop this stock up, just like it did the U.S. stocks when we did it. So I would look to see if Baba can continue. I would not ignore the China QE, their commitment to supporting their stock market. It's something that may just be something you can take advantage of. So that's Baba. That's the last one I would watch. All right, guys. So that's what I had. Now we're going to go real quick because we only have about 5 minutes here over the stocks that you guys want to look at. So if you are a member of the channel, make sure to put your tickers in the Google Docs. Number 1 is JOBY. EV air taxi, huh? Interesting. Yeah, it looks like we've looked at this before. I would not trade this unless it breaks over 619, 620. You need to see that breakout. Support, resistance, resistance. You got to see this move. Look for that move before getting in my opinion. I'll look at Airbnb because I saw you talking about SIVA, but SIVA, I see you're a member. Make sure to go ahead and go to this link and put in your it'll look like this. You guys go to this Google Docs if you want to use this. Is where you put your stocks you want to look at here, not in the chat. Okay, look at Airbnb for SIVA. But please use that, not the chat. So Airbnb, yeah, not really sort of right in the center, right? Sort of right in the center of two levels. I just haven't liked Airbnb's choppiness in this area. This is too choppy for me. You guys can see a low here and a high here. I need to see, I need to see it. I don't trade. here you go, guys. Let me see if I can sort of, if we were to draw a fib here, guys, if we were to draw a fib between a channel, let's say you see a stock trading in a channel, draw a fib from the top to the bottom, right? Draw a fib from the bottom to the top, right? Draw that fib. Or let's just say you draw it, either way, it should come out to about the same. Draw a fib in between that, and let's just say, you know, I am someone that does not like to trade within the middle of these fib levels. I would be more interested in trading at the top. What the hell is going on here? I would rather be trading at the top or the bottom, right? I either would look for rejections at the top, the overextended fib levels, or, you know, the overextended to the upside or overextended to the downside, because that is where you get a more certain move. You know, either you get a support bounce here or a flush. Here, you get either a resistance, rejection, or a breakout, right? Whatever one you're sort of looking at and trying to trade. In the middle, you have, you're just you're just guessing here, right? There's nothing here to tell you, you know, where this goes when this is trading in the middle of a range. I just don't agree with trading in the middle of ranges, and that is my opinion. So I would stay away from that. That's just a little something that I have taken seriously in my trading. I do not like to trade in ranges, especially not the middle of them. So JP Morgan, yeah, a little bit of rejection. Remember we talked about this 140? I don't know. I remember someone in the chat was trading JP Morgan. We were saying watch 140. 140, we are back below it basically. We're right at it. So watch 140. That's all I got for you on JPM. 140 is huge. XLF sort of pulling back. XLF's right in the middle of this range too. How do you know where XLF goes here, right? I mean, it's like right in no man's land. So I just would stay away. XLF's really hard to judge. And 140 is pretty tough there. So I'd watch out for that. VLTA. I mean, you're obviously just like, you got some kind of news that you like about this company, or, you know, they're coming out with the next best radar detector out of their grandma's garage with huge military implications. Other than that, I have no idea what this is. Maybe you get a push over 580, but yeah, no. I wouldn't even look at this stock. Dow. Hopefully someone got that reference, by the way. Resistance, all here, and you're back in the resistance. You're in the resistance on this stock. Resistance, resistance. Watch out for that resistance there, around 63. Upstart. Yeah, man, I want to see Upstart do well here. I really like this little bottom it's holding, but it is sort of in that it's sort of in that no man's land as well. So I would like to I'm buying shares. I would like to see this sort of gradually sort of move higher. I would like to see it back up to 160. I think it absolutely could see 160 again. Right up in here. Charging station. Yeah, guys, it was a joke. I don't know if anyone has seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street. I really hope you have. So resistance, resistance, resistance. I would really like to see Upstart back into 160. That's what I'm looking for. But it's very difficult here, right? I mean, this is the same thing we've looked at for every stock. Every stock we've looked at in the last 2 minutes has been in the middle of a range, and it's literally impossible to know, which direction this is going. So we just have to wait. I think that it's just going to depend on overall market, I think. This is going to depend on overall market sentiment. When you have a stock that's in the middle of a range, it just comes down to the Nasdaq, if you're talking about tech. AbbVie. I mean, AbbVie is always going to come back to the 20 eventually, so is this the time it comes back to the 20? Maybe. Maybe this is the 20 SMA bounce, all right? Maybe you get something like this. Let's call this the 20. If I can get the color to be right. Let's call that the 20 SMA right there. Maybe you get a little pullback to the 20, and maybe you get a push off it. I don't know. My advice for you for AbbVie is buy shares and forget that you own them. That's my advice for you. Buy shares, forget that you own them, enjoy the dividend, enjoy the gains. If it drops, buy more and stop worrying about where the stock is. That is how people make the most money on this stock. I can guarantee you probably 99.9% of the people that make money on AbbVie are people that just buy the stock, get the dividends, forget that they even own it. Any dips that there are, you buy more of it, and you take advantage of the growth and the ridiculous dividend they give. So that's what I would be doing. All right, guys. That's all I got. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Let's be careful today. Let's remember those key levels. The key levels are everything today. They're everything. That is all you need to worry about today. These key levels, 14,450 and 14,680 on the Nasdaq. On the ES, you got this 44.60 and 44.35 to the upside right around 4,500. Key levels have to be on watch. That'll show you what happens today. Thank you guys again. Press the like button before you head out. Let's get to 500 likes. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. What else? Invest in the long term. Start buying shares, guys. Not financial advice, but trust me, I think you'll be happy in 30 years. If you're in your 20s and you're not buying shares of companies, you are missing out on opportunities. So please consider investing for your future, focusing on your future. Don't get so wrapped up in options. Options are tough. You have to be really, really meticulous and really focus on risk management, which a lot of people do not. The safer bet for a lot of people while they're learning options, while they're trying to find a strategy, is to be investing into the stock market for your future, especially when the market has just pulled back 20, 30, 40, 60, 70% on some stocks. So guys, thank you so much. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.